everyone. It's my last day, last morning here in Bali, and I feel like actually it's the perfect moment to talk about a question that one of my friends asked me after my last Lessons in Paradise post, which was like, Zori, what is it that you're taking away with you from the last 6 months in Bali that wasn't there with you when you arrived? And I realized, oh my God, I have been talking about so many things over the last weeks to you guys, but I haven't gotten to the main point. I haven't gotten to the two core transformations that have occurred for me in the last 6 months that have also led to two of the most exciting projects that I'm working on right now. So today I would like to talk about one of those key transformations that I've been through here, which has to do with something I would call a baseline of being. Thank you, doggy. And the way this goes is, before I came here, I remember very clearly a day in which I was sitting down at home with my notepad and checking off my tasks for today. They were all personal development oriented because I had quitted my job, and they were all aligned to that higher vision of how I saw my life should be like. And they were all like the small things that I needed to do that day to move towards that. And you see, this way of being was a core part of my identity. I was very purpose driven, very productive. Every day I would sit down with that task list and make sure that everything on it was done. And so actually people were asking me, Zori, what are you doing? How are you able to do this, to be so productive, to have such a willpower? And in this moment, I was sitting there and realizing there is something underneath that feels off. There's something wrong. I feel some kind of pressure. And I was like, what is this pressure about? And I realized, I need to take some time to process this. And so I took a day off, no technology, no people, no nothing, just me and my journal. And I started writing. And what came out of that day was that pressure I was feeling, that feeling like I'm some sort of machine or some sort of prisoner to my own task list or something, was coming out of that space of fear, of failure. And it was like, basically I tried to understand, why was I afraid to fail? Why was this thing there? And what came out as an answer for me was like, I have this deep belief that humans are amazing. Each single person I meet is a beautiful human being that I want to connect to and I want to learn more about. But the systems which we have created, the world in which we live, is out against us. So I was feeling like there are shits that people are putting in the food that I eat if I'm not too careful. When I go to work, there is stress there because there's all this, just conflicts and orientation towards making a profit, even if it doesn't make sense what we're doing. And there is, these beliefs that we have to keep on working and have to keep on buying all this stuff that we don't need. And we also believe that we have to have kids that are actually an event in life that makes us start making all these safer choices, that make us think even deeper in that loop of shit that Western life looks like. And I felt like if I'm not strong, if I'm weak, I will fail in this system that is out against me. And I will suffer and I will fail even further. And it was just this space from which I was operating. And so the first thing I did when I came to Bali was stop all this planning, ditch that process. And I thought that the fear of failure would miraculously disappear with that. But it didn't. It stayed with me in the different things that I did over the last months. It kept on popping up. And until last week, when I had one of my coaching sessions with this amazing woman that I met here, that helped me realize that actually this coaching thing that I've had such a big resistance to my entire life is actually something that is really, really helpful and empowering for me. And actually, one thing she said really struck with me in that specific day. It was like, Zori, your impatience and your pressure is the only thing that is holding you back from stepping in your power and creating all these things that you want to create. And when I hung up that call and I just had it out in the street, I noticed I was feeling impatient with my impatience. I was like, when the fuck are you going to get away from me? And as I was doing that, all of a sudden, it dawned on me, impatience, slow the fuck down. And so I just started walking slower and looking around like I have many other times before. And then all of a sudden, I realized, over the last 15 years, I've been walking like a crazy person. 2 hours every single day. I need to walk just like I need to sleep, just like I need to eat. And I never really knew why I had this urge to walk so much. And in this moment, I realized the reason is that my body needed that space. It needed that space to let off that steam, to let off this pressure, to not have to do anything, to slow the fuck down. And it's been just my body dictating this for me without my awareness of why this was needed. And when I realized this, I had this deep sense of gratitude that washed over my body and felt like somehow lifted up. Something that was there with me for all this time. It actually made me cry with gratitude for my body and for everything that was around me. And I realized over the last week, 90% of the self-doubt, self-criticism, fear of failure, pressure, impatience, all this crap that I've been giving myself my entire life has just disappeared. It has disappeared. And the way I explain this is because I used to think that fear, failure, pressure, and all this shitty stuff I was going through was a normal part of life and a normal part of the way that my mind functions. And what I realized, however, is that this is only partially true. And that actually there is something that I would call a baseline of being that is either disempowered or empowered, and that has completely shifted for me. And that's been life-changing. It's like I feel like a completely different person right now, just walking down the street feeling so light, so easy, so just in my power, knowing that I can do anything, and it just feels amazing. And the reason that I've reached this point is because actually I really credit this to my work with Laura, with my coach, because I've really finally stepped into that space that I've allowed myself to be helped by another person. And because I have experienced this space that she's created for me, this space of empowerment and trust and reflection and support, that has been so powerful for me. I also started experimenting and playing with creating this kind of space for my friends as well, like having coaching sessions with them to see whether I can also create or co-create actually this deep transformational space that I've been co-creating with Laura. And so actually what I've come to realize is that yes, I can, and yes, I'm seeing this happen for my friends as well right now, little by little, and it's amazing. And because of that, I would like to actually tell you guys I'm starting a coaching service, and I'm super excited and super honored to tell you guys you can now head over to my website and book a 45 minutes free coaching session in which you get to experience what this thing feels like and whether it's something that you feel feel like you would like to invest in right now in order to get yourself into a more empowered state when it comes to your relationships, when it comes to your career, to your money, to your health, to maybe your purpose in life, whatever it is that you feel is really resonating for you right now. So head over there and just reach out to me and let me know what is it that you would like to work on, and I will love, love, love to talk to you. Thank you so much. I love you so much, and have an amazing day.